Welcome back to NJ.com. Matt Stanmeyer here once again with Sean Riley, our high school softball expert from the Star Ledger. We're here in lovely downtown Newark at the main office of the Star Ledger, here to talk about some softball. This is the last week of the season. State semifinals are here, and then the finals. Everything's going to be over on Saturday, weather permitting. Very exciting. We're going to get right to the matchups. The group semifinals are really balanced this year. I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. Anyone could win. One of the better matchups, we have Pequannock. They're our top-ranked team. They're taking on Caldwell on Tuesday in Group 2. The other side of that bracket is Sterling, and then Robbinsville, the upstart. They're the only unbeaten team in the whole state. What do you think of the playoffs right now?
Well, I mean, all these games are, some teams like Pequannock, people say they're a favorite, and they are, but I'm going to talk about for Tuesday, but you can never discount a team like Caldwell. They're always so well coached. That's the kind of the story of all these games coming up on Tuesday. I mean, that's as close to a mismatch as people are talking about, and I'm not conceding the game to Pequannock whatsoever. The Sterling-Robbinsville game, again, Robbinsville, the only unbeaten team in the state, untied team in the state. Lauren Fisher, we talked about her last week. She's done a phenomenal job. Sterling, they're always in the hunt. So, I mean, all these games you can find something in all 12 of these games that each one of these teams has a shot.
Right, and some blue blood programs going at it. Hunterdon and Central against Morris Knolls in Group 4. That's actually a rematch of earlier in the season, which is the theme in these playoffs. What do you think of that matchup?
This is going to be a tough one for Morris Knolls. They played earlier in May. Courtney Yard from Hunterdon and Central, she was dominant that day. She had 13 strikeouts. Morris Knolls didn't hit a ball out of the infield. They have a couple slappers in the top of their lineup and a few down the bottom, and they need to get on base. They didn't that day, and the power hitters, and they had no one to on base when they got up, and it didn't really matter because they couldn't make contact off of Courtney. She had a great day. Hunterdon Central's going to get base runners because Caitlin O'Connor from Morris Knolls, if she doesn't allow hits, she'll walk some people, and Hunterdon Central's going to have to capitalize on those chances.
And speaking of the theme of the rematches, we have a really good one down in Group 1. Gloucester City taking on New Egypt. Gloucester City beat New Egypt early in the year. They started the season ranked #1 in our poll. And then DePaul against IHA. They're actually going to be playing for the third time. These should both be great games.
Yeah, New Egypt's had this. I'm sure they've been hoping this game would happen. That was a bizarre game. I don't know what happened that day. They lost 8-7 in extra innings. They gave up 8 runs in one game. They've given up a total of 8 runs in their other 25 this year. So I don't know what was going on in that game, but I don't think they know either. But they've been hoping for this rematch, and they're going to get it. DePaul, they want another shot at Immaculate Heart. They haven't scored a run in 2 games against them, and Steph Thomas, the freshman pitcher. That's going to be a tough game for them. They have the graduation on Tuesday night, so that game has been moved from 6 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the afternoon still going to be at Ivy Hill Park in North by Seton Hall. So that should be a good game. 2 big North teams going at it.
Right. And then another interesting trend that has held up in the postseason is the defending champs. We have 5 defending champions who are still alive, all playing in the semifinals. And, you know, in softball, it doesn't happen often where you have defending champions. There's been less than 20 since the NJSI started running the tournaments. You know, you got Middletown South, they're going for their 3rd straight. You got Morris Knolls, New Egypt, St. John-Vianney, and Gloucester Catholic all alive. Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing for these teams. By the way history's worked, it kind of sounds like some of them are going to get knocked off, but they're still in it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Middletown South going for the 3rd in a row. That's never been done. St. John-Vianney's a team. They've won their 2 state games so far in their last at bat. They're going to look for a little more comfort zone when they play Bishop Bar. Morris Knolls is in for a tough one against Hunterdon Central, so it'll be interesting how all these games work out.
Yeah, these matchups are going to be great. If you can't make it out to the games, make sure you're checking in at NJ.com, checking out our high school softball blog. Got all the recaps and results, all the analytical stuff. Sean will be all over it. And also make sure you pick up the Star Ledger. We'll see you next time.